Hi, I'm Eric Henry. I'm the visual effects supervisor for Snakes on a Plane. I'm here with Scott Gordon.
Hi, I'm Cafe FX's visual effects supervisor for Snakes on a Plane.
Now we're going to take you into the secret world of visual effects and show you how Cafe FX animates their snakes.
I'm here inside Cafe FX. This is where the magic happens. But before we make the magic, it helps to do a little planning. Storyboarding and creating animatics.
Designing, what we want to see, working with the DP to make sure that the lighting is going to be beneficial to us.
This is an animatic which is cut in with storyboards for the whole sequence. This helps us figure out which shots we need to get.
A character animator takes all the characters and puts them into the scene, sets keyframes, and creates the performance for the character in the given shot. In this shot, I've got a copperhead that's going to strike this dude when he backs up. You have to come up with the performance and create life out of nothing, really.
It's fun, it's sculpting, it's artistic. We modeled the scales by hand on most of the snakes.
Just grab a scale and move it into position.
It's not so technical, it's just pushing and pulling, much like real life sculpting.
We're using a tool that we developed here called Cafe Sync that enables us to collaborate with someone remotely.
It's great because we can pull up stills, hundreds of miles away.
I can write right on it, able to see what I'm seeing.
Once the rough layout is approved by the director, I move into refining the animation. It's a very difficult shot to do because the snake had to crawl over and through a lot of geometry. What I'm looking for is a really good sense of timing and weight. I looked at a lot of snakes reference, a lot of footage. We actually had a real snake in the studio. It freaked me out though, because I'm afraid of snakes.
Oh my God!
Match moving is the process of making a 3D camera that matches what the cameraman did on set.
We begin to track as many points as we can, which will help us figure out what happened on set. So once we've lined up our camera and our floor and everything else that the snake needs to interact with, everything locks together and it looks like the snake was filmed on set.
I don't mind snakes at all.
Well, I start off by studying the surface properties of the real snake very carefully. Then I describe the light interaction using shaders inside a 3D program. We use texture maps, which are basically images that have a correspondence with the 3D geometry. Right here we have the mouth, the teeth, and this long area here is the snake's body and the scales for the head. Once I apply that, you can see how the textures lie on the snake.
With character rigging, they set up the controls for the animators so they can actually move the characters around in the scene. First thing we do is create a skeleton. The skeleton has bones along the spine as well as some bones in the head to control how the eye movement works, how the tongue and the teeth work. By simply grabbing these controls, the animator composed the snake. This lets them work quickly, work intuitively, not think about the technical aspects of the rig itself.
Most of the shots took like 6 months to 10 months. A chrome sphere just stuck into the set. It'll show us the reflections that are happening from the camera angle. They also give us a gray sphere, which is the diffuse lighting. What the compositor is going to need is as much control as possible. For that, we like to break the scene up into passes that will be made, such as reflection, ambient occlusion, incidents, color passes, which the compositor can use to then totally rebuild the shading network for the snake.
A compositor is responsible for taking various elements, such as 3D or live action, plates, film scans, and putting the two together into one shot. On Snakes on a Plane, we had around 100 green screen shots. So here's how the shot looked when we received the scans, and here's the shot that we delivered for the film. The rotoscoping team, they go through and using the software, they make shapes which outline the characters, and this was really crucial over the areas where there was not any green screen. We'll receive from the 3D department several layers, let's say, of the snake. And what we have to do is take all these passes that they render out for us and put them together to make the snake look real. A lot of times we'll get shadows from the 3D department, as well as 2D we'll go in there and actually like paint and make shadows in the right places to make it look like the snakes are actually really in the scene.
Well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the behind-the-scenes tour, the visual effects on Snakes on a Plane. Now go watch the movie again.